In this video, we're going to replace the AC condenser in this 2008 Acura MDX. Before you start this, you'll want to take your car down to a local garage or mechanic and have your AC system fully vacuumed out before you start this process. Alright, so we're going to take off this top plastic cover to start removing our bumper. To do that, we have to start taking out these plastic clips. So we're going to use a couple of different tools here, a couple of different panel clip tools. Just going to raise the center portion of these. Now we can lift our top panel off here. We have two 10mm bolts, one on each side of our bumper slash grill here. I'm going to take those out now. Alright, so we have a couple of push clips across the bottom. Your vehicle may have some bolts or more push clips. Ours is missing a whole bunch of stuff, so we're just going to remove what we have. But take a look on the bottom here, all the way across your bumper, and just remove whatever's holding it to the vehicle. Again, everywhere you see a hole down on the bottom side here, there is supposed to be something. We're just skipping these because our car didn't come with them. The goal on this side is to remove it from your splash shield and the vehicle support here. Once you get these done here, you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And then you can go ahead and get the three in the middle. All right, so on the fender side here, you're going to have a Phillips screw here. On our bumper, it just seems to be worn away by the tire. This must have been loose at some point. So you have a Phillips screw here. And if you follow this straight up, you'll see a hole right here. If you peel back your fender liner or go in through the liner, we'll peel this back so you can see it a little bit better. There's a Phillips screw right in there. Once you have these two addressed, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now that you've taken your screw out, or your two screws out on the side of your bumper, there's only a few clips underneath here, all the way up, holding your bumper in place. What you want to do is, if you can, get your hand in between the fender liner and the bumper, and then just pull outward. Try not to just pull like we're pulling here. Try to get in as close as you can to that. You don't want to crease the bumper. Just want to try and pull out evenly. All right. If you're doing this by yourself, right now is a great time to stop and do the same thing on the other side. Get it to about your headlight area. And then once you get both sides free, we'll attack it from the middle. So at this point, this grill is a separate piece from the bumper. It's held in with some clips. So we're not going to use this as support. We're going to hold it from here. We'll keep one hand on this side. I'm going to grab the bumper over on this side wherever you can. Separate it from the clips underneath the headlight. Now what you're going to have is fog lights down below. You're going to have a plug to each of one of those fog lights. So we're not going to take this straight off and try and walk away. We're going to remove it slowly. I'm going to pull it out just enough to get in behind there. and we're going to disconnect our fog light harnesses. All right, so press in on the clip, pull up. And a little tip, if you're doing this by yourself and you're very careful, what you can do, if you can't get the clips to come out easy, is just turn and remove your bulb. And make sure you sit that bulb somewhere where it's safe for a few minutes. What I do recommend is once you have your bumper off, go ahead and take your lights and immediately put the bulbs right back into the fog lights so that way you're not doing any damage. This is just to help you get the bumper off because it's so big and awkward, a little bit quicker. Once this side fog lights is done, we're just going to rest the bumper back into the clips. Maybe push in a little bit. That'll hold this side while we work on the other side. All right, now that you've got your fog lights disconnected, what you can do is grab your bumper, pull it straight back, and we can set that aside. So we're aiming for this bracket here. Just want to give you two options. You can use an 8mm wrench in here without taking your headlights out. It might take you a little while. You don't have a lot of room to swing. On the other side, this is what it looks like if you take the headlight out. So much easier access here, but you have two options. All right, so we're going to remove our headlight. There's a bolt in here on this metal bracket. If you follow it back and down, there's a 10mm bolt in there. So if we follow this bracket again down here, the bolt that we want to take out is the one facing up. But for ease of access and for this video, we'll take out these two bolts here, which means this metal bracket is going to come out with the headlight. All right, up top we have another 10mm here and a push clip. We'll take care of the push clip first. And now our 10mm. After this, your headlight will be free. You can disconnect your electrical connections now if you can reach them, or what you can do is pull your headlights slightly forward and disconnect them then. That's what we'll do. All right, so that's about as far as we can get with everything still connected, which gives us a little room to work in here. So now we'll go ahead and disconnect our electrical connections. All right, so we have one more clip up top. Push part is on the bottom. We can set that aside, but you notice we have one cable here. I'm assuming this is a ground cable. I would call it a strap. We'll go ahead and take that strap off now. $10mm socket. All right, and lastly, now on the bottom, when you flip it over, you have one more clip here. Now that we've got our headlight removed, we can go ahead and move to the other side, do the same thing here. All right, so this bracket here is stopping us from removing our AC condenser, as well as this, but that shouldn't be such a big deal. What we're gonna do is take out this bolt up top. It's gonna be a 10mm. All right, so you can see we've got a little bit more play here. We'll remove these two, also 10s. All right, we have one more down the bottom. Again, a 10. That's just a nut. So now we can take this bracket. We can lean it off to the side, or pivot it all the way to the side like this. You should be able to just go ahead and take it right out. So we take these bolts out on our AC lines. Top one here, bottom one down below. We'll start up top. All right, now we're going to pop that AC line off the condenser. Now we can move below and do the same thing down here. Again, another 10 millimeter. And while we're here, we just pop that line, just pull it forward. All right, now the only thing holding our AC condenser in, these top two pins, as well as the bottom two, but we have to take these top two pins out first. That's an 8 millimeter socket. All right, so we can take these out, just rotate them forward, pull up. We can put these aside. Do that on both sides. All right, now we should be able to take our condenser straight up and out. Just watch out for your hood hinge or your hood release lever. What you're looking for on the bottom of the condenser when you pull it out are these two pins, one on each side. Make sure the rubber boots stay in the vehicle. If they come out on here, we'll need to replace them onto the new one. Ours stayed in the vehicle. All right, so now we can take our new condenser and we can put it into place. What we're going to do here is come in from this side. Just being very careful not to damage our fins on the condenser or the radiator. And the two pins on the bottom, we're going to need to align to the rubber bushings on the vehicle. All right, so we're just going to get those seated in those holes. Pull this out of the way. All right, once you get them in, just go ahead and push down firmly. Make sure both sides are all the way in. Now from here, we can connect our bottom line, pushing into place. We'll put the bolt back in there. All right, so we can put our top AC line back in. And our bolt. All right, so now we can put our condenser isolators back in. So your two AC lines, top and bottom, are going to be torqued to 7.2 foot-pounds. We're just going to get them snugged up. Another quarter or half a turn should be good. We can now install our bracket for our oil cooler here. I'm going to put the bottom in first and then put the nut on that stud to hold it in place. We've found from trial and error that if you turn it sideways, we can get it in behind the condenser. Spin it up. All right, we're not going to tighten that all the way down. We're just going to hold the bottom in place. All right, these two bolts are going to go in here. So we'll just pull the oil cooler slightly forward. And up. All right, now we're going to put our top bolt in as well. Now we can come back, just tighten these all down. All right, so now we can take our headlight and put it in the vehicle. We're only going to put it about this far. The first thing we're going to do is start connecting our electrical. This one's going to go here. All right, now what we can do is take our strap, kind of guide that up. We don't want that to be underneath as we start to lower this or raise this into position. Just be easier to find. All right, now we can start to guide our headlight into position. Go ahead and put our strap on. All right, so we can put our top clip on. And our 10 mil bolt here. We're going to now put our 10 mil bolt in on the side. Now do the same process for the other side. So now we can bring in our bumper, plug in our fog lights. Now we can raise our bumper into place. Our bumper probably won't seat in here. We do have a crack, so it may not stay in right here. All right, we can put our Phillips screw back in here to hold in the corner of our bumper. All right, so now we can put our fender liner in place and put our clips back in. Now you can go ahead and do the same all the way across your bumper to the other side. We have a 10 millimeter bolt here, one on the other side. All right, now we can reinstall our upper trim piece. And reinstall some clips. At this point, you're going to want to take your vehicle to your local mechanic shop, repair shop, and have your AC refilled.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.